Waterways are incredibly important for the environment. Having good quality water, places where nature can thrive, is really essential, not only for ecosystems and all of the interdependencies between all of the organisms that live there, but also for us as well. Westcountry Rivers Trust are working with the Devon Resilience Innovation Project to build resilience in communities to flooding.
It's really about the nature restoration. That was the primary driver initially. And hearing that putting in water was one of the biggest beneficiaries for nature, that was the start point.
We are slowing down the runoff in peak rainfall, and that's good for our property, and more importantly it's good for the wider environment and our neighbours downstream of here into Tavistock and beyond.
The impact on communities downstream is less flooding, quite simply. So the runoff from the land here was very direct. It was overflowing. First off in the hamlet, in the cottage. The fields were very wet below, so over winter there was lots of water. Animals couldn't get on the fields downstream, and so yeah, we're slowing the flow of the water.
Well, actually you've arrived this morning and we've had, I think, probably about 10 centimetres of rain on my rain gauge last night. And if we look out over the work you did, you can see that the ponds and the scrapes are full. When I had a quick look around yesterday afternoon, they were not very full. So you know, this is a great example of the project doing what it's supposed to do.
We're working here in Whitchurch, and this Whitchurch is characteristic of a rapid response type catchment. Rapid response catchments are typically quite small, so under 10 kilometres squared. Generally, they're also quite steep-sided, so this means that during periods of heavy rainfall, water moves relatively quickly through the catchment and can overwhelm the communities downstream.
There's a public footpath which runs down into the hamlet, and previously that had become a fast-flowing stream which was going from A to B very quickly. And so what we've done with the team's support is put in a diversion into the field and into the gully, and this snakes down into a large pond at the bottom, which will bring in extra wildlife, and yeah, made it better for walkers and also the hamlet at the bottom in terms of less water in their homes and their stables and other things over the winter time particularly.
The nuance of this project, and because it's an innovation project, we're working with the communities to empower them and hopefully give them ownership of the natural flood management that we're putting into their catchment, so that beyond the scope of the project and the project timeline, the community is kind of building resilience into the community, as well as building resilience into the land and the natural flood management that we've put in place.
As a landowner, I think the most important thing to do is to hand the land on to the next owner in better condition than one inherited it. And we had a farm in Sussex before we came here, and I'm very sure we did that. And so therefore, you know, this is the key part in terms of improving the legacy for whoever owns this after us.
It's about the potential of these sites and talking to the teams and getting their experience to understand what can be done. Has been a key factor in, you know, the success of this and seeing how else we can contribute. Some great ideas come in, and you can work out for yourself and with the team what suits you and what fits, you know, your land and your objectives. Really do see it as stewardship and doing all I can to improve the land and what it brings for people and the place.
The opportunity to be able to work with such a diversity of people, be able to come out and work in nature, but also to put things in place that hopefully will not only improve nature, but also for projects like this, improve the resilience of the communities that we work with.